had to work this weekend, so the kids are hanging out with Mom, and I'm really bored. I finished reading Harry Potter. That was awesome. I was probably like the last person on the planet who had never read the Harry Potter books. I did treat myself out to dinner. I was kind of like, you know, dating myself. There was something really cool that happened when I was there. At the top of the beers that are on tap, on the top of the list, is Ninkasi. Now, if you know me, you know that in the past I used to work in news, did a lot of stuff at a lot of local TV stations in a couple of different states, and one of those places was in Oregon. I worked in Eugene, Oregon for a little while as a photographer / sometimes did some reporting. The thing that people probably remember the most that I did there in Eugene was I did a little segment called Tasty Tuesday. If you want to find authentic Southern food, you've normally got to go to the South. But here in Eugene, all you got to do is stop by this place. Filipino restaurants are pretty rare in Oregon. In fact, right here in Springfield, they've never had one until now. Normally, Tasty Tuesday segments start with a suggestion from you guys, and then a lot of time on this thing. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and one of the most popular gifts is chocolate. So we thought we'd stop by Euphoria Chocolate to find out just what makes this so romantic. One story that I did was actually with Ninkasi Brewing, and the only place you could get it was in Oregon. Here I am at a little restaurant, eight years later. Yeah, 8 years, little locally owned restaurant here in Arizona, and they've got Ninkasi at the top of the list. I mean, I'm not super surprised. They had a really cool thing going there, and to see them just explode and get a lot more popular, it's you know, it's really cool to know that people that I talk to, you know, even I mean, less than a decade ago or now, you know, they're everywhere. I mean, you can get them, you can actually get them at the grocery store now, which is really cool. In fact, check it out. Total Domination IPA. How about that? Right here in Arizona. They may have been here for a while now. In fact, they probably have been here for a while now. But, you know, I'm a little behind the times. I don't get out a whole lot, at least not without kids. So, you know, something like this is cool. As soon as I got home from my table for one, you know, I pulled out the old archive drive and like hunted for old stories and some of the stuff that I've done in the past, and it was cool, man, seeing it. It was just, I couldn't help but get a smile on my face to just, you know, here I am 8 years later, and I'm remembering all of the things that I did there. And it's actually really super ironic because I was watching the story, and the owner, the founder of Ninkasi, he's in the video actually talking, well, just check it out. Here's a clip from that video.
I've always said that the best beers are the beers that you share with people and the memories that you have with it. It's not the beer itself, it's the memories that you associate with it. And so I would hope that people would have an experience here that would allow them to feel that connection to beer, and that maybe one of their favorite beers would be created out of a special moment that they had with a friend here.
You know, he was talking about, you know, sharing memories with friends over the beer and things like that. And I was out by myself, but the beer itself still sparked some amazing memories and some awesome memories of some really good times. A lot of the fun that I had there working in news there in Eugene, Oregon. And yeah, it was just kind of it was a nice way to like walk down memory lane. And I probably spent a good like hour and a half, like just like clicking through and watching all these little videos. I got a really good laugh. Believe it or not, out there in the water is a boat. If I zoom in with my camera, I can get a pretty good shot. But it's still pretty small. And if I manage to catch a whale on camera, it won't be much bigger. So what is it that keeps people coming back to the coast time and time again?
There's so much about them we don't know yet.
At a glance, Mudfest may look like just a bunch of people driving around in the mud for no reason. Okay, that's exactly what it is. But for some people, it has a little more meaning than you may think.
Nothing better to do on a Saturday afternoon. Go to Mudfest.
Or maybe not.
KVAL's Tony Gist joins us live with more on how people are handling this summer weather. Tony?
Yeah, that's right, Christine. The sun is still shining, but clouds are rolling in. Temperatures have dropped a little bit, but earlier today I caught up with quite a few people out enjoying this warm weather despite those high temperatures yesterday.
When temperatures rise, people flood the rivers in numbers that rival the proverbial fish in the sea, a scene more common than the boost in business at Colin Paddock's yard sale.
And Tonino, we're all wondering, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Well, unfortunately, I have to admit I haven't really seen any of the movies, but if I could walk around with my shirt off like Taylor Lautner, I'd be pretty happy. Hundreds of people lined up out here to catch that final installment of the series.
Oof, some of them.
And it wasn't long into my conversation with Brian and Lila Hood that I discovered they really love their ducks.
We built our life around it. We figured we had enough money when we retired to have one really bad vice.
But these two haven't always shared their love for green and yellow.
I was a Notre Dame fan.
I have been a Duck fan for over 50 years.
And she wouldn't marry me unless I became a Duck fan.
In Eugene, I'm Tony Gist. In Springfield, I'm Tony Gist.
Live in the South Hills, I'm Tony Gist, KVAL News.
Next week we'll be back to normal, I promise. I'll have my kids with me this weekend. It's going to be a long weekend, so I might try and shoot a couple of additional videos while they're here so that if I ever run into this situation again where they're not with me for a weekend, then I'll have something that we can still put together and you can still see some fun stuff with the kids, because I feel like that's what this is more about. It's not about me. It's about, you know, us hanging out together, doing fun things on the weekend, and you know, hopefully inspiring you guys to have some fun as well. Maybe get up off the couch and do some stuff, or get on the couch and do some stuff and play some video games together. Just as long as you're doing stuff together, that's kind of the point. So anyway, until next time, do some fun stuff with your kids, and we'll see you then.
You know, there's just no better thing than getting to hang out with the family all day.
Near Sweet Home, I'm Tony Gist, KVAL News.